All right, ladies and gentlemen.
All ready to go.
Okay. I don't know his name, but he was from like the Campbell Lock family, and he had came in as a choreographer to show John Travolta some moves. But what John Travolta did was he said, you know what I'm saying? And if you look at John Travolta, if you look at him and look at the movie, you'll see where all the inspirations came from, the Boogaloos. You know what I mean? That whole poppin' family thing. You know, history from like the Campbell locking and stuff like that. But all he did was like, you know, switch it up and water it down. You know what I mean? But he did have one of the true artists there showing choreography that day. You know what I mean? Michael Jackson. He just one of the Boogaloos, Poppin' Taco. Y'all ever heard of him? All right. Poppin' Taco just got out of contract with Michael Jackson. It's like he's been out of contract for like 2 years. He got Poppin' Taco back like in '85, somewhere around in 1980, somewhere, you know, up in that '83. He was signed to Michael Jackson. He just got out of the contract like 2 years ago. And what Michael did was he kept him and learned all his moves and stuff like that. And then after a while, Michael gave him a job to handle all the kids. Like when they come to the park and stuff like that, he was in charge of, he was the coordinator for all the kids. And then when Michael would have big stuff come up, he would have Poppin' Taco come in, you know, and show him moves and stuff like that. But Poppin' Pete, you know the dance, the robot dance that Michael Jackson used to do? He got that from Poppin' Pete. Poppin' Pete was one of the other individuals from Electric Boogaloos who trained Michael Jackson also when he was with the Jackson 5 and when he actually left his brothers and them. So Michael knew where to go at to learn this style of dancing called poppin'. That's why if you watch Thriller and when them you know when them dead people come up out of the ground and they popping, that's the Electric Boogaloos. You know what I'm saying? There's a movie called Breaking. Anybody ever see that?
Yep.
Yeah.
Breaking. Ozone, Turbo. Ozone, that was the Spanish guy. He was one of his name is Shabba-Doo. He was one of Don Campbell friends too, and he was one of the Campbell Lockers when he was slimy. He was the one that took Don's stuff and, you know, sold it to different people overseas and stuff like that. Don never really got any credit, you know. So when he did this, you know what I'm saying, it kind of like messed Don thing up because people was like, well, who was Don Campbell Lock? Then Don went back and got all his history and showed people that it actually came from him. You know what I'm saying? So it's like when you develop something, you know, always write your history down, you know, and when you, and stuff, the history that I'm telling you now, go out and find out for yourself. Just in case I may be wrong on some stuff or near halfway the truth, but when it comes to history and stuff like that, always go and search for yourself too, even if somebody was there, because they may blow the story up bigger than what it really was. Okay, how many people know what the Moonwalk is? Can somebody show me? Okay, now you see that, right?
Mm-hmm.
Anybody else want to show me what the Moonwalk is?
There's a different one, isn't it like that? Sideways.
No.
Oh, sure.
Okay. That's not the Moonwalk. Michael Jackson got that from the Electric Boogaloos in rehearsal one day. They was playing around and stuff like that. And Michael would sit aside faking like, you know, like he wasn't really looking. And, you know what I mean? So when he did the Motown Review, the awards, that was done in what, 83?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
When Michael Jackson did Billie Jean, and Michael Jackson did that so-called moonwalk, well, guess what? The Boogaloos did that on Soul Train in '79. Okay, and if y'all guys ever get a chance to see Rennie Harris, Pure Movement, if y'all ever get a chance to see Legends, you know, we have documentation on the big film where we show you before the actual people come out that created this movement. Well, that wasn't called the Moonwalk. This is the Moonwalk. That's the Moonwalk. This is called the Backslide. That's what it was called. Michael Jackson just took it and changed it around. Then Michael never even told anybody. He never even, in none of his interviews, he never told anybody, where he got his movement from and stuff like that. Everything was confidential. Come on, Michael Jackson grew up in Indianapolis? Come on. They wasn't down there. Come on. Be serious. They wasn't down there doing that on the block he grew up at in his neighborhood. It wasn't even over there. People used to watch that on TV on Soul Train. People coming down, watching Boogaloo Sam and them, and the light man come down, and then watching Don and them coming down the Soul Train line. Man, giving people five. That was all L.A. All that stuff came from L.A. Then New York, Philadelphia, and all these people started, catching on to it. You know what I'm saying? We had our thing going over on the East Coast, and they had theirs going over on the West Coast. Michael Jackson was in the mid. Was any of us Midwest?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Come on. They wasn't even doing that when he was living there. Michael Jackson and them got that money, and he went and got the best. And he contracted Pop and Taco for that long time, used them. And that's what Janet would do. Janet would get people, suck all the choreography, everything out of them. And did y'all see the Boogaloos, the one with the wild hair?
Yeah.
That's Sugar Pop. Sugar Pop used to live with Janet Jackson. And for a while, remember Janet had the video when the guy was kissing her feet? I forgot the name of it. I forgot the. No, not that. Was that still way love goes? I think, yeah. That's the video that Sugar Pop was in during that part. She got Sugar Pop. Sugar Pop was living with her for a while. She used them. He took her out on the town one night, New York. Janet was scared. He took her in the club. She didn't want to leave. She was crying because she had to leave. Because they never was exposed to that. The Jacksons never was exposed going out to go, hey, what's going on, y'all? What's up? Bodyguards everywhere they went and stuff like that. So, Michael Jackson, I love him. He inspired me, but until I found out the real truth of what was going on, one thing I do admire about him is that he did learn all this stuff, and then he did make his own style, and that's what I give him. But he never paid homage on where the movement came from. That's like if I'm showing you guys something, Rodney showed me this. He came and showed me, he told me about this, he told me about that. And you pass it on to the next person that don't know, that want to get into this world of dancing. You see what I'm saying? So, back to Don. When you guys are locking, always, don't, if you don't know, ask. When you point, you know what I mean? Here. You know what I'm saying? Wrist roll. 1, 2. Do y'all know why Don used to give himself 5? Because he used to try to be friends with the people in the club. What's up, man? He used to go like that. So he used to give his own self 5. He started all this. Hammer, he heard, you know what I mean? He started all that.
Well, that's
stuff.
hand boning, though. That came from hand boning, right?
Yeah. And Don used to slap himself 5, and then they used to be on Soul Train hitting that. Don do it. If he was here right now, he'd do it for y'all. He's good. I don't know how he do it, but I sit down and talk to him for hours. So when you point, just imagine that somebody is over there and they laughing at you. You hit and look. Here, 1, 2. Then you look back, here, down. Okay? Now, the movement before we get into that, you're going 1, 2, around, push and out. 1, 2, up, here, come. Point, point. Wrist roll. Give yourself 5. Look, look, here, down. All right? Take it from the top.
Up.
I'm out of tape. I gotta go upstairs.